Blue-Eye Samurai is an animated action series created and written by a husband and wife team, Michael Green and Amber Nozumi, and animated by the French studio Blue Spirit. Season 1 of Blue-Eye Samurai, with 8 episodes, was released on Netflix on 3 November 2023. The story is centered around Mizu, a biracial warrior and outcast in 17th century Edo period Japan, carving out a bloody path of revenge, retribution, and redemption. The good. The animation aesthetic is breathtaking and tranquil. That is until it breaks into riotous choreography of violent action. Blue-Eye Samurai has an immersive storytelling technique which allows it to flesh out backstories and track the storylines of not just Mizu, but Taigen, a samurai, and Akemi, a princess, without being overwhelming. Mizu is tough as nails, breaking stereotypes and bones, slicing warriors like a hot knife gliding through butter. Mizu's character arc is complicated, forged by inner turmoil and trauma that you understand how the warrior is the way they are, yet you're never sure how exactly to feel about it. Blue-Eye Samurai is a juxtaposition of contrasting themes where on one side you have a brutal and bloody revenge story, and on the flip side there's a beautiful and tragic love story, both united by toxic masculinity and the need to do what one has to do. It's not all dark, broody, and serious. The series has lighter moments embodied by Ringo, an optimistic, handless male cook who tackles the challenges handed to him without his limitations defining him. The bad. The pacing can get rather erratic, where violence gets brushed into idyllic and picturesque visuals, belying the turmoil, urgency, and bloodshed that just occurred. There's a plot hole and plot twist, which isn't that much of a twist as it is revealed at the end of the first episode, though I'm trying not to give it away in case you haven't watched it yet, but the ensuing dramatic irony is a bit much and will leave you wondering how it will play out. The violence is rather over the top. Just because it is animated does not mean that it is not rated for a mature audience. It can be downright disturbing, with dips into the red light zone that would make memoirs of a geisha blush. The ugly. The series masquerades as a heroic action-adventure revenge story that's really a bloody and emotional drama series. Don't let the action fool you. Thematically, it's dark and emotive, tackling strong opinions on xenophobia, race, gender, identity, honor, and patriarchy. The Edo period in Japan had some exploitative cultural practices with regards to gender, marriage, foreigners, and even the honor which they so cherished. Blue-Eye Samurai rips the band-aid to expose the hypocrisy and toxicity, and it's not pretty. Final thoughts. Watching Blue-Eye Samurai is a wild ride, and it's easy to see why it has people voting it as the best animated series of 2023. While technically it's not an anime series, as it was not made in Japan, given its anime aesthetic and Japanese setting, some fans recognize it as one. Fun fact. The inspiration for Mizu is drawn from the series creator's biracial daughter with blue eyes. Back in Edo period, starting in the 17th century Japan, it would have been illegal to be white. Nobody would have wanted to look white like that. The show was renewed for a second season on 11 December 2023.